Hey everyone, welcome back to the gym. I'm Jesse with The Movement Athlete, and today we'll be talking about how to perform the perfect kipping muscle up on the bar. We'll be highlighting 7 main areas to focus on, and that way we can help make sure that you're on your way to performing the perfect kipping muscle up on bar. What kind of prerequisites do you need before working on the kipping muscle up on bar? Well, first we want to make sure that you have a strong hollow and arch position for both the floor and on the bar. And strong meaning that there's a lot of tension throughout the body. We're in a curved shape rather than angles. Angles meaning shoulder angle, hip angle, knees, ankles. Curvature better rather than angles. This turns into the kipping swings, which are the alternating hollow and arch positions on the bar. We want to make sure that you have a full range pull-up where you can pull your chest to the bar, full range dip where you're going all the way down where your shoulders are near the bar, and a strong core. And in our Movement Athlete app, we have this laid out perfectly for you, where we want you to master all of these fundamentals, the pull-up, the dip, and the core fundamental before heading into the muscle-ups. And really the rest is just being able to string everything together. The kipping swings, the pull-up, the dip, and put it all together. So what are the muscles used when working muscle-ups on bar? Well, the forearms, biceps, triceps, lats, posterior delts, your abdominals, your glutes, your pecs. It's actually really a full body exercise because you need to maintain tension throughout the whole body. And then you've got all the phases. You've got a pull-up phase and a dip phase. So you're working a lot of these different muscles. And that leads us into some of the benefits of training the muscle-up on bar is that you're working the whole body. You're stringing together coordination with a body tap from the hollow and arch. You're working full range pulling and pushing muscles. You're also learning how to create a biomechanical advantage to achieve more reps. So you're converting the momentum from a hollow and arch tap swing or kip swing into the muscle up itself. And usually that means you can achieve more reps than a strict muscle up because you're converting that energy and that momentum. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the kipping muscle up from the hang position. So to do this, we want to start right underneath the bar so we can just jump vertically up. We'll get to the kip swing next, so Blake starts here. Width of hands is about shoulder width, maybe a little wider, maybe a little closer, and we're generating the hollow arch kip swing first. Okay, so that's the first piece, mounting, width, shaping, okay? Now let's next look at the elevation and pathway of the body. So I mentioned earlier that a pull-up is more vertical. The muscle-up has to have a little bit of an arc to it because we need to get behind and on top of the bar. So the pathway is a little bit different. So now let's look at the kip swing into the elevation of the shoulders and pathway. So right there, making a shoulder angle, right there. Okay, so we went from a curved hollow arch shape into a shoulder angle by pushing down on the bar a little bit. This is a straight arm push down, similar to a front lever if you've worked on that before, but this starts to curve the body, the pathway around the bar. So after that, then we're going to get into the bent arm pull phase where we're trying to pull as high as possible, and then we're going to end up on top of the bar. Okay, so we're pulling up as high as possible. Okay. Now the next piece is looking at the transition. We're going from a hang position. Even when we're at the top of the pull-up, we're still technically in a hang. Once we get on top, that's called support. So we need to transition from a hang to a support phase, and the body becomes more weightless as you arrive at the apex here, and that's where you can shift the hands around a little bit. So you'll notice Blake will shift his hands, we'll get the shoulders on top, and then we'll be on top of the bar in support. And notice the hands, they're going from hanging below to shifting on top, where the palm gets on top of the bar. Okay, that's the transition phase. After the transition phase, we need to get to the pushing phase, where it's essentially a full range dip. Now, the higher you catch support phase, the less of a dip you actually have to do. So you typically won't be this low, especially if you're proficient with it. Blake has a big background in gymnastics. This is easier for him, so he's actually catching pretty high up on here. And the dip is quite small actually, but we're going to be looking at the push phase next, and then we'll reach support and block arm. Okay, right there, we got the dip. Right there, straight arm to push. Okay, now after we reach the top and support, he's connecting them, and the way to do that is you eccentrically perform the dips. You're lowering back down. You actually need to shape your body back to the hollow, because once you get down to the hang phase, you'll reach that next arch. So again, we're at the top, eccentric dip. While you're lowering, you'll shift the hands, I think, pretty naturally at this point. And then once you reach straight arms, you'll hit that next arch, and then this is how you start to connect them. So let's look at this one last piece. Okay, thanks for watching our video on how to achieve the perfect kipping muscle-up on bar. If you're interested in learning other strict muscle-ups or how to use the rings and do muscle-ups, go check out our other videos on our YouTube page. Thanks for watching and keep training hard. So how strong are you? Calisthenics is the ultimate in bodyweight training because it's fun, challenging, and rewarding, but it's also difficult to know where to start in the whole process. So that's why we created a free calisthenics fitness assessment. And what this will do is we'll help you find out exactly where you are in your pathway of calisthenics mastery. It'll help create personalized workouts for you. It'll help you achieve your goals faster. So we want everyone to have access to this regardless of their budget and location. So as long as you have internet, you'll be able to take control of your fitness program. So click below for the free assessment tool.